Katt Williams' new comedy special, World War III. I checked this one out. I saw it was available on Netflix. Streaming now. Check it out if you're interested. Mainly out of a bit of nostalgia. I haven't seen Katt Williams in a while. Last time I saw him in anything was in Atlanta, which I haven't started the new season, by the way. I'm ashamed to say. I need to start that ASAP. I'm really looking forward to it. But the good thing is that I get to binge it, so that's a plus. But I hadn't seen him in terms of stand-up in a while. But I was a bit nostalgic for Pimp Chronicles Part 1, which, in my opinion, is one of the best stand-up comedy specials of all time. Definitely a top, I don't want to say like top 5 in my opinion, but it's such an amazing laugh out loud, you're gonna laugh throughout most of it comedy special. Just Katt Williams and what he was able to do with his mannerisms and just his style of comedy and word choice was just so fucking hilarious for Pimp Chronicles. So I hadn't seen Katt in a while. Pimp Chronicles 2 less so. I didn't like that one as much. But yeah, based on that, I decided to give this one a whirl and check it out, World War III. And it was good. I enjoyed it. Definitely not Pimp Chronicles. You know what I mean? When you do something that iconic, it's like chasing the dragon, as they say, as like heroin addicts say. Like you can never recreate that first high, at least in my opinion. But definitely worth the watch. There were a few funny ass takeaways that I got from it when he was speaking about politics and talking about the transition from Trump to Biden. And he was like, what are you supposed to do when both sides are the dumb side? You know what I mean? Like before, I guess within the liberal entertainment bubble that a lot of us are in, we always viewed the Republican side as the quote unquote dumb side, right? The liberals are like the elite, smart, educated side, quote unquote, you know, and especially during like the Bush era, he didn't help that team that much. But he does say that he's like, what are you supposed to do when both sides are the fucking dumb side? Which I think is a testament to the times that we're living in and how available information is and how the veil with how do I say it? With how, not just how available information is, but how much we've been able to see behind the curtain of how the people really are, how things really get made, on what's possible with folks like Trump being able to become president, and how the politicians that are in place on both sides are not necessarily these like altruistic, benevolent folks on the Democratic and Republican sides that want the best for people. You know, some of them are scumbag pieces of shit looking out for themselves. One could argue a lot of them are. But with how ubiquitous phones and cameras and technology have become and how open folks have been with sharing themselves and interviews and podcasts, we get to see more and more of how the sausage is actually made. And that's definitely a testament to some folks seeing the faults on both sides instead of just being confined within their right or left leaning bubble, and being able to sit there and be like, wait, what you motherfuckers are doing and saying isn't right either. And what they're saying is not all the way right. It's like, what the fuck? I digress. And he added that aside from both sides being the quote unquote dumb side, he was like, we went from Trump to Biden. None of us wanted either, but it was like, we just didn't want what we had last time. That's how we chose the president. It was like, we had this time, we want something different this time. And within the politics vein, he had this hilarious joke, this hilarious bit where he was speaking about Biden and how he was like, he doesn't like how people are get pissed at Biden about, you know, when you gonna wake up, Joe, you know, sleepy Joe, like that whole thing. And he was like, you knew who he was when you voted him in and hired him for the fucking job. When you hired Grandpa for the job, he's 96 motherfucking years old. You knew damn well that Joe wasn't going to be the sharpest in, you know, every single press conference, et cetera, et cetera. And then he like kept on with this bit. And every time he would mention Biden's age, he would tack on a year. So it just made the bit like funnier and funnier. So he started off at 96 and he's like, you know, he says, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Then he's like, this man is 97 damn years old. What the hell do you expect? And, you know, goes on and on and on. And then he adds again, this man is 98 damn years old. What the heck do you? And he just keeps on like tacking on the year. That was like my favorite bit of the special. It's definitely hilarious. And then kind of like a throwaway line that he had of something completely unrelated. He was speaking about drugs. was how he's speaking in terms of meth, and he was like that there's no other drug that makes your fucking teeth itch. And I just thought that was a funny ass concept. But yeah, man, it was definitely worth a watch if you're a Katt Williams fan. Definitely check it out. Don't raise your expectations as high as Pimp Chronicles 1. But again, I want to underscore the fact that that's like unrealistic to do so anyway, because that's like just such an iconic special. But it's definitely worth a watch. Katt Williams, World War III, streaming now on Netflix. Check it out.